Yamuna, a living desert. A river is a natural flowing watercourse, usually freshwater, flowing towards an ocean, sea, lake, or another river. In some cases, a river flows into the ground and becomes dry at the end of its course without reaching another body of water. In some cases, a river flows into the ground and becomes dry at the end of its course without reaching another body of water. Small rivers can be referred to using names such as creeks, brooks, rivulets, and rills. There are no official definitions for the generic term river as applied to the geographic features, although in some countries or communities a stream is defined by its size. Rivers are often considered major features within a landscape. However, they actually only cover around 0.1% of the land on Earth. They are made more obvious and significant to humans since many human cities and civilization are built around the fresh water supplied by the river and stream. But our river is Yamuna. The Yamuna, also spelt as Jamuna, is the second largest tributary river of Ganga by discharge and the longest tributary in India. Originating from Yamunotri Glacier at a height of 6,387 meters on the southwestern slope of Bandarpuch Range peak of the lower Himalayas in Uttarakhand. It travels a total length of 1,376 kilometers and has a drainage system of 3,66,223 square kilometers, about 40.2% of the entire Ganga's basin, and then merges with the Triveni Sangam in Prayagraj. Like the Gangas, the Yamuna is highly venerated in Hinduism and worshipped as the goddess Yamuna. In Hinduism, she is daughter of the sun god Surya and sister of Yama, the god of death, and so is also known as Yami. According to popular legend, bathing in its sacred water, it faces one from the torments of death. This river crosses several states including Haryana, Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand, passing and later Delhi and meeting its tributaries on the way including Tons, Chambal, its longest tributary, which has its own large basin, followed by Sindh, Betwa and Kain. From Uttarakhand, the river flows into the state of Himachal Pradesh and passing Panauta Sahib, Yamuna flows along the boundary of Haryana and Uttar Pradesh. And after exiting Haryana, it continues to flow till it merges with the river Gangas at the Sangam or Prayagraj. In Allahabad, Uttar Pradesh, it helps create the highly fertile alluvial Ganga-Yamuna Doab region between itself and Gangas in the Indo-Gangetic plain. Nearly 57 million people depend on Yamuna's water, and the river accounts for more than 70% of Delhi's water supply. It has an annual flow of 97 billion cubic meters, and nearly 4 billion cubic meters are consumed every year, of which irrigation constitutes 96%. At the Hathni Kund barrage, its waters are diverted into two large canals, the Western Yamuna Canal flowing towards Haryana and the Eastern Yamuna Canal towards Uttar Pradesh. Beyond that point, the Yamuna is joined by the Som, a seasonal rivulet from Haryana, and by the highly polluted Hindon River near Noida, by Nazafargarh drain near Wazirabad, and by various other drains as well, so that it continues only as a trickling sewage bearing drain before joining the Chambal at Panchada in the Etawah district of Uttar Pradesh. The water quality in the upper Yamuna as 375 kilometers long stretch of Yamuna is called from its origin at Yamunotri Glacier to Okhla barrage is of reasonably good quality. But it only continues till Wazirabad barrage in Delhi. Below this, the discharge of wastewater in Delhi through the 15 drains between Wazirabad barrage and the Okhla barrage renders the river severely polluted. Wazirabad barrage to Okhla barrage, that is 22 km stretch of Yamuna in Delhi, is less than 2% of Yamuna's total length, but it only accounts for nearly 80% of the total pollution in the river. 22 out of 35 sewage treatment plants in Delhi do not meet the wastewater standards prescribed by the Delhi Pollution Control Committee (DPCC). There are actually four main causes of Yamuna's pollution in Delhi: the poor quality of water released by effluent treatment plant, household and municipal disposal sites, soil erosion resulting from deforestation occurring to make way for agriculture, and also resulting chemical wash off from fertilizers, herbicides, pesticides, and runoff from commercial activity and industrial sites. As recorded, one official described the river as the sewage drain with biochemical oxygen demand BOD values ranging from 14 to 28 mg per liter and high coliform content. Yamuna, being one of the largest tributary of river Ganga, has its own important tributaries. Some of them are as follows. Along its 1376 km length, the Yamuna has many notable tributaries as well. First, the Tons River, Yamuna's largest tributary, which rises in as the 6,315 meters high Bandarpooch mountain and has a large basin in Himachal Pradesh. It meets Yamuna below Kalsi near Dehradun, Uttarakhand. Secondly, Hindon. Hindon River, which originates in Saharanpur district from Upper Shivalik in the lower Himalayan range. It is entirely rain-fed and has a catchment area quite large through Muzaffargarh district, Meerut district, Bagpat district, Ghaziabad, Noida and Greater Noida before joining Yamuna outside Delhi. Thirdly, Ken River, Chambal River, Sindh River, Sasura River, Khadri River and the Betwa River. They also form the major tributaries of river Yamuna. Subsequently, the Yamuna flows through the states of Delhi, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh before merging with the Gangas at a spot known as Triveni Sangam in Prayagraj, Uttar Pradesh. Pilgrims travel by boat to perform erected in the midstream to offer prayers. During the Kumbh Mela held every 12 years, the large congregations of people immerse themselves in the sacred water of the confluence. The cities of Bagpat, Meerut, Noida, Mathura, Agra, Firozabad, Etawah, Kalpi, Hamirpur and Prayagraj lie on its bank. At Etawah, it meets is another important tributary, Chambal, followed by a host of tributaries further down including Sindh, Betwa and Ken. Coming to the next perspective, the use of river water Ganga and Yamuna. First, for the construction material. The coarse sediments, gravels and sands generated and moved by rivers are extensively used in construction. In parts of the world, this can generate extensive new lake habitats as the gravel pits fill with water. In another circumstances, it can destabilize the river bed and the course of the river and cause severe damage to spawning fish populations, which rely on stable gravel formations for egg laying. In upland rivers, rapids with white water or even waterfall occurs. Second, energy production. Fast-flowing rivers and waterfalls are widely used as sources of energy via watermills and hydroelectric plants. These days, there has been significant increase in the development of large-scale power generation from water, especially in the mountainous region. Third, food source. River Yamuna is often a rich source of fish and the edible aquatic life. Actually, it used to be a major source of fresh water which can be used for drinking and irrigation. But for a past few decades, it has deteriorated its quality of water and hence the quality of the fish and the living being, hence named a living desert. Another uses of the river include navigation, transport, forming the political borders, and no doubt the sacred river. Yamuna is one of the sacred rivers and their reverence is a phenomenon found in the several religions, especially the religions in which nature is revered. For example, Indian origin, religion of Buddhism, Hinduism, Jainism, and Sikhism. Rivers and preserve groves and forests, trees, mountains, rivers as sacred. Among the most sacred river in Hinduism are the Gangas, Yamuna, and Saraswati. Coming to the main strata of my today's important documentary is the pollution in river Yamuna. Till 1909, the water of the Yamuna were distinguishably a clear blue when compared to the silt-laden yellow of Gangas. However, due to high density population growth and fast industrialization, Yamuna has become one of the most polluted rivers in the world. The Yamuna is polluted downstream of New Delhi, the capital of India, which dumps about 58% of its wastewater into river. A 2016 study shows that there is 100% urban metabolism of the river Yamuna as it passes through the national capital territory of Delhi. The most pollution comes from the Wazirabad from where Yamuna enters Delhi. Several causes of the pollution includes unheated wastewater, poor quality of water, fragmentation of land, increase in cultivation, increase in pollution, increase in population in the riverside, insufficiency in implementation of several policy makers and matters are the major reason for pollution in Yamuna. As of 2019, the river receives 800 million liters of largely untreated sewage and additional 44 million liters of industrial effluents each day, of which only 35% of sewage released into the river is believed to be treated. In 1994, the states of Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh and Haryana and Rajasthan, along with Delhi, made a water sharing agreement that is due to for revision in 2025 to achieve a water quality suitable for bathing, biological oxygen demand more than 3 mg per land and DO that is greater than 5 mg per liter would require a greater rate of water flow in the river. A study has recommended that 23 cubic meters per second of water should be released from Hatin Kund barrage during the lean region to provide a maximum environmental flow in the Yamuna. To address the river pollution, measures have been taken by the Ministry of Environment and Forest in 12 towns of Haryana, 8 towns of Uttar Pradesh and Delhi under Yamuna Action Plan, which has been implemented since 1993 by the Ministry of Environment and Forest National River Conservation Directorate. The Japan Bank of International Cooperation is participatory in Yamuna Action Plan in 15 of the towns with soft loan assistance of 17.773 billion Japanese yen, while the Government of India is providing the fund for the remanency of 6 towns. In 2007, the Indian government plans to replan sewage lines that were predicted to improve the water quality of the river by 90% by 2010. Under Yamuna Action Plan 3rd scheme, a new sewage treatment plant is being built at the largest such facility in India by Delhi Jal Board. The plant is predicted to be able to treat 124 million gallons of the wastewater per day by amounting to a daily removal of 41,200 kilograms of organic pollutant as well as 61,600 kilograms of solids. Several concerns also include man-made causes such as the over-exploitation and population increasing and pollution that are the biggest threats and concerns which are making river ecologically lead and drying up the rivers. Plastic pollution imposes the threat on the aquatic life and river ecosystems because of the plastic's durability in the natural environment. Plastic debris may result in the entanglement and ingestion of by the aquatic life such as turtles, birds and fishes, causing severe injury and then death. Human livelihood around the rivers are also impacting the plastic pollution through direct damage of the shipping and transport vessels, effect on tourism or real estate value, and the clogging of drains and other hydraulic infrastructure leading to the increased flood risk. But like the river Ganga, the Yamuna river is highly venerated in Hinduism in the form of a river and as the goddess Yamuna. The Yamuna is considered a river of heaven. The Rig Veda includes the Yamuna river as one of the 7 sacred rivers along with the Ganga. According to Hindu mythology, the river brought to earth by the aesthetic practice of 7 sages, where she first descended on the mountain Kalindi. Therefore, river Yamuna is also known as Kalindi. The Padma Puran describes Yamuna's purifying properties and states that her water cleansed the mind from sun. In her human form, Yamuna is the daughter of Surya, the sun god, and his wife Suranyu. She is the twin sister of Yama, the god of death, and is also known as Yami. Yamuna, a river, a goddess, has a close association with the god Lord Krishna. It also mentions that the bathing in a sacred water, free one from the torments of death. Art from the Gupta period depicts Yamuna and Ganga on the entrances and the door jambs of temple and the sacred places. Upon passing through these doors, visitors were symbolically purified by its sacred water. At the last, the current research issues parameters of water quality that yield conservative outcomes. Every pollution stress should be tracked for a comprehensive river status. As we see, the Yamuna has become almost extinct in the distinct place in the Bagpat region span, and it is not appropriate and appreciated at all for any kind of specified uses. There should be immediate restoration and treatment process should be done. It takes enough time and flow to self-purity, the stretch. Pollution load input should be minimized. One recommendation for this is to channel all point source inlets after Bagpat region to width. The keyword is control and prohibition. In future, government should take the decision to ban garbage waste dumping in Yamuna river and treatment this water using different technology. After we can use this water for drinking or other use. This water we can use by using some purification or recycling methods. This water that will be very helpful in nature and the human being.